Yes, beautiful people. What up? YouTube, Instagram, IGTV family. It's your boy Usema DJ Savatu, British Nerds. Really gassed and happy to be doing this particular metaphysical breakdown of the man they call Norman Rad, otherwise known as the Silver Surfer. Before we get into the metaphysical breakdown of the Silver Surfer, I wanted to read basically two things that people need to know. Number one, every time people think of the Silver Surfer, they think of Galactus or they think of power cosmic. The power cosmic is a name of vast source of limitless godly cosmic energy and power primarily wielded by the godlike cosmic entity Galactus. The power cosmic allows Galactus to employ the available absorbed cosmic energies within him to produce nearly any effect he desires, including size alteration, the molecule restructuring and transmutation of matter, the teleportation of objects, even entire galaxies across space and time, the creation of force fields, the creation of interdimensional portals, telepathy, telekinesis, and cosmic awareness on a universal scale. Galactus has been shown as capable of creating sentient life, resurrecting the dead, manipulating mortal souls, and remaking dead worlds, including their population, in every detail. The Silver Surfer, as well as most of the heralds of Galactus, possess certain measures of the power cosmic bestowed on them by Galactus during the service to him. Their abilities and assigned elements of influence vary, but the power can usually be expelled violently as concessive force, and sometimes, among other things, used with precision as means to restructure molecules, absorbing to use to the molecules according to the user's mental design. However, heralds are imbued with only a fraction of the amount possessed by Galactus, and the latter has repeatedly been shown able to strip them of the power that he has afforded them. Basically, what they're trying to say is they only have that much fraction of the cosmic power cosmic, or basically of what Galactus has, and they're pretty much godlike in all nature, man. So the next piece is basically we're going to speak about the Silver Surfer and his abilities and powers, because people don't know how powerful this dude really is, man. Check it out. The Silver Surfer possesses the power cosmic which was granted to him by Galactus. He has the ability to absorb and tap ambient cosmic energy into his body at will and expel those energies violently or in more subtle ways. He can channel beams of energy through his hands, just like Iron Man, with sufficient destructive force to destroy a planet, or wield the energies with such fierceness as to restructure the molecules of the natural dyes within the planet to change its color. The Surfer can rearrange matter to create the configurations and can even transmute elements, such as turning a steel napkin holder into solid gold, or tons of rock into harmless gas. Other use of the power cosmic have included the ability to phase through objects, accelerate the evolution of life forms, even on a planet-wide scale, see the past by peeling back the layers of time travel, trans-dimensional travel, the manipulation, absorption, and discharge of any form of energy and radiation, and granting limited cosmic powers to others. Dope. The Silver Surfer also possesses the ability to negate or suppress the powers of other mutant beings, making them temporarily, potentially, permanently unable to use them. The power cosmic allows Silver Surfer to teleport through hyperspace. The distance he can teleport is almost limitless. The Silver Surfer has full mental and physical control over his power cosmic, which is why it cannot be taken by siphoning mutants. So as you can see with the Silver Surfer, basically he's granted so much power, so much energy, he can do pretty much anything and everything. So when I see the Silver Surfer, I always automatically think of the soul before it manifests into form, which is representative of the Silver Surfer. Why? Because he's complete, he's cosmic, he's silver, his skin is also pretty much indestructible. He doesn't eat, he doesn't breathe, his life force is sustained and given to him by the one Most High, that we call the God, of course, God, or in whatever tradition, culture you come from, you have a name basically for the one Most High that gave life to all of the universe. And in that aspect, we're speaking also basically about Galactus, who represents the one Most High, being God, and with his infinite cosmic power, he gives life to everything that he basically sees fit to. He can resurrect the dead, he can bring people from the dead, as we've just heard. He can teleport universes, he can make universes. I mean, he can, he gives life, he takes life through when the hunger seeds through. So it's quite interesting to see that pretty much Galactus, is the representation, or the symbolic God, being God, and he's bestowed basically, of course, Norman Rad, the Silver Surfer, the power cosmic, to pretty much be an immortal. And we all know the soul is, of course, immortal. But when the soul when you fall into sin, when the soul comes into your body, you fall into sin. So when the soul comes into matter, being the body, it falls. When you fall into sin, you're actually falling into skin. So now basically the soul is within the human body, and within the human body you have experiences, you have lust, you have anger, you have sex, you go through all of the emotions, which is energy emotion, which is basically what the Silver Surfer does, because he has that power cosmic, which is energy. And he's moving basically through life on the board. And of course the board is symbolic of the body, being of course matter, which is very, very interesting and very, very symbolic in my nature. So essentially the Silver Surfer represents the soul of every single one of us, gliding through basically the path in life, going through the ups and downs, going through basically the path that is life. And what I love about the Silver Surfer, his principles are basically he's kind, he's compassionate, has a lot of empathy towards others. You never see him angry, sad. He always keeps it neutral, and he's very heart-based. He's very helpful, which basically says to me, in regards to, it's about being a good human being, whoever you are, and of course wherever you are. And just one thing I wanted to basically say is, when you do any form of meditation practices, or you can be doing internal martial arts, Tai Chi, Qigong, any form of internal work, yoga, if your principles are not balanced and right, if the heart and mind isn't balanced, like the Silver Surfers, being very compassionate and of course kind, then all of the practices that you do, meditation, internal martial arts, whatever you do in life, they become nothing but exercises. And you will never elevate basically within the practices that you basically do, because no one likes a dick. If you're so powerful and in whatever you do, but you're showing off, you're egotistical, your principles are not rooted in who you are, being, of course, like I said, being compassionate, being kind, eating correctly, sleeping correctly. Those are the principles basically of where your true inner essence and your power actually resides, which basically molds the person that you are. So the Silver Surfer, he has all of that basically, but he's very compassionate, he's very kind, he's very empathic, he really likes to help others, and he has a lot of value. So again, we're seeing the Silver Surfer, again, symbolic basically of the soul drifting through time and of course space, wandering, trying to help others on their way, and really just help others on their way. And I really love and I admire literally that, of course, about him. The other thing about the Silver Surfer, he's also symbolic literally, of course, of the, as I would say, it's the Silver Surfer in a nutshell. He's basically like Morpheus. He's the one that morphs the mind. He tries to break you free from your addictive thought forms, your patterns, your habits, your tendencies. And he's always battling against, of course, Galactus. And when we speak about Galactus, we're speaking about, the hunger, the addiction, the appetites. And of course with Galactus, because he's such a powerful guy, he needs to eat and eat and eat and eat to pretty much to balance the scales within the Marvel universe, which also means to a degree it's about you balancing your thought forms. The Silver Surfer is the one that's trying to show you who you are, what you are. And also he's showing you the balance that you need to acquire with the particular hunger, with the particular appetite that you have, so you can actually balance your thought forms and actually move forward in life without having that particular hunger. So the Silver Surfer, also in a nutshell, he is the observer. He is pretty much the blank template. He is emptiness. He is space. He is complete power. And he is also symbolic, literally, of the mind. Because when you see the Silver Surfer gliding through space, it's pretty much you, the observer, that's pretty much observing everything around you as we speak right now, you're gliding through the day. You're gliding when you go into a room for the first time, when you meet someone for the first time. It's a blank template. It's an observation. You're like, wow, what's going on? What's happening right here? But through your observation, through your experiences, that observation and that room and that particular person, how they made you feel, the experience now retracts inwards, and now you create the memory, the time, the thought of it all, and it becomes knowledge, and it becomes set in the past. So now you are seeing that particular room and that particular person as a memory, and you would never see it as you saw it for the first time before you actually experienced it. So the Silver Surfer is also symbolic, basically, of that particular element of the mind being free, the mind being still, and all of the energies that we've actually spoken about, all of his powers, all of his abilities, they all come to him when his mind is quiet, his mind is calm, his mind is balanced. And when you see the Silver Surfer walk, even when he fights, he always basically has balance, inner peace, which always makes his energies manifest even more, because he's never chaotic. He's always just balanced. His yin and yang energies are always balanced, which makes him even more powerful when he fights other beings, because when the mind is quiet, all of that energy that you have within you, it becomes so powerful because the mind is so sharp. Just like when we see, if anybody has read World War, is it Planet Hulk? It's World War Hulk, when he's coming back on the ship, and the Hulk basically gets taught meditation, and they say, look, man, you have to be still, like, you're too angry and stuff. So one of his friends actually teaches him meditation. The Hulk he starts to meditate, and he becomes so still, and all of that rage that he would usually express and project, it goes inwards, and he becomes so powerful, and he pretty much destroys all of the superheroes, to the point of where he rages out so much that he goes back into his form as Bruce Banner, and he just basically just crashes on the floor because he's exhausted so much energy, because that's the angriest he's ever been. I guess what I'm trying to say to you basically is very, very simply, is that when your mind is still, when your mind is balanced, your energies come tenfold, and you can project and magnetize and pull and speak and talk and do what you want to do, because the mind now isn't tainted with thought pollution. You're not tainted in thinking about situations, in the situation that's happened now or the situation that's happened in the past. The mind becomes clean, becomes like a clean slate, which is why basically when you look at the Silver Surfer, sometimes you'll be like, you get hypnotized by the way he glows, because it's symbolic basically of how the mind glows when it's basically when it's of course, how do you want to call it, when the mind is quiet. Now when you look at the Silver Surfer, basically he is silver, but my personal take on the Silver Surfer, he vibrates to the energy, of course, of platinum, being of course this right here. So platinum is literally indestructible. It's one of the hardest metals on the planet. It's etheric in energy. It's powerful. It projects a lot of energy. If you ever was to get, for example, like a precious stone, you would want to get basically platinum, because it conducts energy much better than gold, and it's very powerful, and it's super powerful in nature. And the reason I wanted to bring that particular platinum aspect into it is because they say the Silver Surfer's skin, in regards to how he looks, it's pretty much near indestructible, which talks about basically platinum, because platinum is I believe it's 80% denser than gold. It's indestructible. It will never break, and it glows, and it has such an etheric spiritual take to it. Platinum is literally one of the is out of this world. Famed through its affiliation with extraterrestrials, this metal actually does emulate vibrations of raw galactic energy, Galactus. The cosmos are said to be at your fingertips, cosmic power, when working with raw platinum shades. Raw shades of this metal are extremely rare. Regardless, the stone has hands down some of the most interesting and unique properties of any mineral in the crystal kingdom. In the words of Robert Simmons, we are given an image of polarity. As gold is to personality, as silver is to soul, platinum is spirit. It has been known to help one perfect the balance of polarity in their life, which basically means that if you basically are wearing platinum, it means that basically that you are balancing basically your masculine and feminine energies, which gives you basically balance. It's balance. Everyone is seeking balance in one's life, and Silver Surfer is seeking so much balance because throughout his whole journey he wants to be human, he wants to be normal, but he goes through so much in his life that he basically has to sacrifice so much in actually helping others and not actually helping himself, because that's the kind of person he basically, of course, literally is. And of course, when we were reading basically about his powers, they did say it's a mental aspect about how he actually utilizes his energies through the mind. And again, the mind is the most powerful tool. When the mind is basically sharp, attuned, attentive, you can do anything and everything once the mind becomes free of basically thoughts. They say money is the root of all evil. I say thought is the root of all evil, because money is money. It's what your thought forms, your experiences, it's your intent that makes the money so-called evil or so-called bad. You know, your thoughts are the root of all evil to my degree. But when we speak about power cosmic also, we're speaking about something that is available to us on a daily basis, and of course that's the breath. The breath is the most important aspect in your life. When I speak, I'm taking in, I'm dissipating my breath, which means I'm dissipating my energy. When I'm calm and I'm cool, I'm relaxed, my breath is calm, cool, and relaxed, and I can articulate my words better. I can frame things better. But when I'm basically speaking very, very fast, like I always do, I'm like, woo, and the breath comes in and out and your energy comes out. But when you are calm and relaxed, you'll be amazed that it's to do with the breath. Your breath is the life force, the breath of life, as they say in all aspects of religions and mythologies and so forth. I'll give you an example. You can fast for 40 days, you'll be fine. You can go without water for 3 days, you'll be fine. You try to stop breathing for 60 seconds to 5 minutes and you're automatically dead, which shows you that basically your real energy doesn't come from, of course, food, because you could weigh your feces basically with the food that you actually have eaten, and it would weigh the same. So as Phil Valentine would say, you eat to live, you eat to die. That which didn't create you cannot sustain you. Food is an addiction. The real essence is the breath. And of course, when we speak about the breath, chi, the life force in the internal Chinese martial arts, it's the breath that gives you life. The reason people who spar, who practice internal martial arts, who can do amazing things, can move objects with their hands, can move things with their hands, can heal themselves, have changed their energy, their being, they look good, they feel good, everything has been restructured about them. It's because they know how to work with the breath, the life force, nature. That particular breath that we breathe in and out is the life force. Once one knows how to work with the breath, as one of my teachers said, who taught me internal martial arts, he said, control your breath, control your life. The less you speak, the more energy you attain. And this goes back to this Silver Surfer. He doesn't eat, doesn't sleep. All he works with is the power cosmic. And the power cosmic, as we literally have said, is of course what? In essence, it's the breath of life. It's energy, it's power, it's intent. You could do amazing things with the breath. Once you breathe correctly, you feel correctly, the mind becomes very, very powerful basically. And of course, very powerful and empty. you start to use more of your brain capacity. They say we use only 10% basically of our brain. Dolphins use 90 to 100% of their brain capacity. When a dolphin actually sleeps, they use 50% of their brain capacity. This is why a lot of people, when they're sick or when their health is very detrimented, they're recommended to sleep with dolphins, because not to sleep with dolphins, to actually swim with dolphins, because dolphins, they say, can heal you in nature because their energy is very amped up, and that goes to show basically, of course, their brain waves are very powered up. So when you swim with a dolphin doesn't see what you see. It's not like it doesn't have the same vision as you and me. They actually, with a dolphin, what happens is they actually see energies, which is pretty cool and pretty amazing. So going back to it, one thing I wanted to read off to you that really made me think, and it says the Silver Surfer has full mental and physical control over his power cosmic, which is why it cannot be taken by siphoning mutants, meaning nobody can actually rip or suck his energies, because he actually has control over it mentally and of course physically, which basically shows and tells me that the reason he can do this, as I said previously, is because the Silver Surfer has control of the breath, being of course which is essentially symbolically of the power cosmic, and also he has basically balanced he has a balanced mindset. So anything that he does, anything that he projects, he magnetizes, anything that he does will always come out tenfold and become hundreds of times powerful, because he basically has control basically of the breath, and he basically understands how to navigate through the element of thought, being of course when you are in an observation of thought ceases and more power is brought towards you, because your mind isn't now agitated with scenarios, experiences that hinder basically your energy and hinder basically and just you don't get caught up in the aspect that you think that you are your thoughts, because your thoughts are separate from you. People think they are their thoughts, but they actually are not. Your thoughts are catalogued experiences which basically have become a part of you, but they're actually not of you. And when you detach from that particular observation, the particular word behind that thought, the particular image, you start to look at the image without the experience of that particular image. So you just look at it without the prior experience, without the word, without what the TV, the books, the comic books, the movies, your friends have said about it. You see it for what it truly is, which is basically an image. So now you are the observer, as Krishnamurti would say. You are the observer, looking at the observed, and you become the observed. It's two images looking at each other. Without right here, it's like you looking at me, but right in the middle here, there's no time, no distance, no memory, no thought. And that pretty much is the essence of the true meditation, where energy surges through, consciousness surges through, and you get enlightened, because in that stillness of thought, when there is no thought, there is no time, a whirlpool, a metaphysical whirlpool opens up, and power, your true intelligence surges through, your true power or powers surge through, and you can do whatever you want to do, literally, of course, with them. So Silver Surfer deals with that particular element, which is why he can do what he can do. If he was tainted with thought pollution, if he was thinking all the time, if he was unbalanced, he could never tap into his reservoir of power, because he would be weakened by literally his mind, which is the conductor for his of course power, literally cosmic. So it's quite interesting, quite dope just to think of it. And of course, when I think of the Silver Surfer, like I said, I think of just the first expression of the divine being, a divine being that has no limitations by thought, that is always in a state of observation, that has maximum basically power, maximum basically balance. And with that particular power and within that particular balance, everything that he basically wants to bring forth in his journey will be available to him, because he's not tainted with the elements of thought, which allows him to project as much of his cosmic powers as he possibly needs. And I just love him. I think here's the thing I wanted to say. If they ever do a Silver Surfer movie, like I said, or a TV series, I think the ideal person to play the Silver Surfer would have to be Keanu Reeves. He embodies the essence of the Silver Surfer: compassionate, kind, humble, cool, smart, likable, and just very, very compassionate, and of course caring to others. And Keanu Reeves does that literally on a daily basis when he meets fans, when he does his thing. So he would be, I think he would be the #1 pick to play the Silver Surfer. And I think that would be such a cool, one day it would be so cool if that was to happen. Like, it would make so much sense. You know, he would, if they ever did a Silver Surfer movie, I would say he would be the man to actually play him. But overall, that's pretty much my breakdown on the man they call Norman Rad, the Silver Surfer. I love him. I look forward to grabbing the omnibus soon, volume 1 of the Silver Surfer. I love it. Can't wait to grab it. But that's my take on the metaphysics of the man, the Silver Surfer. I was going to do a breakdown on Galactus, the metaphysics of Galactus, but I think that's already been done since I've covered it up here, but I might go into it a bit more. I'm looking to grab the origins of Galactus in a comic form, because I really want to go deep into who he truly is. I can read it online, but I don't want to. I just basically just want to, of course, you know, I like the organic experience. I don't like reading online, but if it's an expensive book, then I'm forced to read online. But overall, I hope everyone is well, and of course literally doing well. If you have any questions about this video, drop your comments down below. Let me know. If you're watching this on, of course, on Instagram, smash the Instagram IGTV follow subscribe button. Share this on your IG stories. Shout out to my YouTube massive. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash the YouTube subscribe button, smash the YouTube bell button. Give this video a thumbs up or thumbs down. And of course, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are basically on this video. With that being said, hope everyone is well, and of course literally doing well, and I'll catch all you beautiful people in a bit. Peace.